He's helped so many millions of people get in better shape, fitness, and so on. He didn't actually engage in these activities with minors, with children, and so on. He just knew about it and covered it up. Coach Greg, in today's video, we're talking about the Epstein files and the fact that Peter Attia came up a number of times, I think over 100, had private conversations with Jeffrey Epstein talking about a shipment, the fact that he was missing, getting withdrawals of Jeffrey Epstein, and that, the private area of the downstairs in females, well, it doesn't have very many carbs. I don't care how much you like Peter Attia. I don't care. People are going to say, oh, but he's a good person. He has a wife and he has kids. He's helped so many millions of people get in better shape, fitness, and so on. All of that goes out the window when you find out about him being a PDF file. Best case scenario, he didn't actually engage in these activities with minors, with children, and so on. He just knew about it and covered it up. That's the best case. The best case is that he didn't physically act on it himself, but he covered for it, kept it secret, and allowed it to go on. And last I checked, that is illegal. And so with this new information, there had better be some investigations. They had better find out exactly what's going on. And the full extent of the law, they need to do something about it.
One of the country's most prominent physicians is in the Epstein files, and the emails look pretty damning. Dr. Peter Attia is a longevity doctor who is a New York Times bestselling author and the host of a popular podcast. Here's an alleged email from Dr. Peter Attia to Leslie Groff, who was one of Epstein's assistants. And it says, "No, thank you so much. See you next time. Hopefully JE in town when I'm back in 2 weeks. I go into JE withdrawal when I don't see him."
I mean, what exactly does that mean? No matter what he's referring to, it's already looking bad.
And this email, apparently between Dr. Attia and Jeffrey Epstein with the subject, "Got a fresh shipment. You the biggest problem with becoming friends with you? The life you lead is so outrageous, and yet I can't tell a soul."
Why would you be friends with someone like that? Now, this is what you should do in case you don't know, if you should find out about something like this. Now remember, there are millions of people that could potentially watch this video. If you find out that somebody is taking advantage of children, doing anything, you don't just turn a blind eye. You don't just say, I'll cover for you, I'll keep your secret. You go and report it to the police. This is what you do. The fact that people keep it secret, that they cover for people, and I don't care what your reasons are. Oh, if I don't say anything, he's going to give me money, he's going to give me a raise, he's going to promote me, I'll get in with all the cool, famous, rich people of the world, and I'll be a famous YouTuber. Perhaps AG Greens will sponsor me, they'll pay me, and I'll be a multi-millionaire, well-respected man. I don't care. None of that is worth it. If you can let this happen and you can sleep well at night, or even sleep at all at night, there's something mentally wrong with you. How can you let this happen? On your watch, how could you do this?
You the biggest problem with becoming friends with you? The life you lead is so outrageous, and yet I can't tell a soul. To which Jeffrey E. replies, "Afraid not."
With that sequence of events, the responses back and forth, the emails, I'm afraid not, can't tell anybody, can't tell a soul, can't tell anyone. Clearly, there is a cover-up. Clearly, he knows what's going on, but yet chooses not to, chooses to remain to be friends. And so whether or not Peter Attia engaged in said activities, I don't care. It's just as bad, possibly, perhaps even worse.
Language that I don't want to share with you here today that is just not good. One person is reporting that there are 175 pages of documents with Dr. Attia in the Epstein files.
In general, I don't agree with canceling people. I don't think they should be canceled. Most of the time, you make a mistake, you apologize, you forgive, you get over things, but not this time. There's some things that in this life that if you choose to do, there is no going back. When it involves minors, children's, these types of allegations, there's no undoing that. Once you've done this to kids, it changes them for life. They cannot be ever the same. Another example, if you take someone's life, you can't bring them back. And so this is the severity of what we're hearing right now.
They should follow the law, but let's not get our knickers in a twist here. There's no
let's not
punishment
get our
for this.
knickers in a twist over child rape.
When people try to say that this isn't a big deal, the Epstein files, I don't care, let's just keep it covered up. What are you talking about? We've been waiting for this for so long, and the fear is that because these people have so much money that they'll actually get away with it. No matter what happens, I don't care if it's the President of the United States. I don't care if it's the Prime Minister of Canada. I don't care if it's the most beloved, best actor in the world, most famous. I don't care who it is. If they did something like this, they need to be punished.
Why are you talking like that? It's insane. Like, it's insane. The Epstein files is
insane?
a multinational, multi-generational child and woman sex trafficking ring. So your attitude right now, you're sort of like, well, shucks, devil begun, is just horrifying to me. Every woman in the world that is watching this.
It's not just every woman. Don't act like it's women against men. This is not a woman versus men problem. This is the rest of the world knows how ridiculous this is, and we cannot try to minimize it. P ends with a Y, pussycat. Well, it is indeed low carb. Still waiting on the gluten content, though. If that was just him joking around with his buddies, if he was saying, hey, Andrew Huberman, low carb, just joking around, it's not a big deal. Guys talk like this all the time, but not with a PDF file. Not when you know what's going on. This is so inappropriate. It's shocking. And so I'm seeing got a fresh shipment, and below that it says frayed not. They're not talking about a fresh shipment of testosterone, guys. This is not what they're talking about. They're talking about people. 20 plus year marriage, wife, kids. It means nothing. Just because you think someone is a good person doesn't mean that they are. I always tell people that what you see is just the tip of the iceberg. Oh, you're a good person, you're a bad person. You're seeing just the tip. And did you all know Peter Attia did not even graduate medical school, that he had dropped out?
The life you lead is so outrageous, and yet I can't tell a soul. 20-plus year marriage to a nurse with 3 children, at least 2 daughters. He went to Stanford Medical School, dropped out of surgical residency at Johns Hopkins, is not board certified, and has made millions from his wellness grift online. He is either currently or formerly affiliated with each of these companies.
And so he's associated with AG Green's been promoting that, as well as the David Bar. And so, first thing I'm going to do is unfollow Peter Attia. I've actually written him in private a number of times, trying to do podcasts with him. Well, that is not going to happen.
Before we talk about emails or names or excuses, I want to talk to survivors. If you were abused as a child and learned that powerful adults joked, minimized, or stayed silent about people who hurt kids, I need you to hear this. You are seen. You matter. This should never be treated casually. I'm a pediatric specialist, and my job is to protect children and advocate for people who were harmed when adults failed them. There are documented emails showing Dr. Peter Attia communicating casually with Jeffrey Epstein, a man who abused and trafficked children. This isn't about rumors. This isn't about internet outrage. This is about judgment, responsibility, and accountability. When the topic is to harm children, there's no place for jokes, no place for coded language, no place for silence. And right now, the silence matters. These topics demand seriousness. They deserve transparency. And they deserve adults, especially physicians and public figures, who will clearly say this was wrong. Advocacy means we don't look away, means we don't minimize harm, and it means we speak up even when it's uncomfortable. To survivors watching this, you are not invisible. We will keep advocating, because protecting children and honoring survivors is not optional. It's our duty.
If you know about somebody doing harm to children, it's your duty to report it. And if you do not do that, well, you are not a man, you're not a woman, you're almost as bad or possibly just as bad or possibly worse than those actually doing it. We need to speak up. This is not okay. It's not something to say, oh, I'm going to look the other way. People should be making videos, and you shouldn't be worried about the content. So many people are not going to talk about this because they're thinking, well, the algorithm isn't going to like it. I don't want to talk about this. It's negative. If all you care about is getting views, making money, What kind of person are you? Oh, Coach Greg, you're a bad person because you try to sell testosterone. You make videos, you make fun of people, you put them down, but at least I speak out when it matters. What are you doing about it? How are you trying to help?
All right, so I made some comments about Peter Attia. I like his approach when it comes to fitness and health. He's a doctor who's very knowledgeable when it comes to, practical and very good information when it comes to, zone 2 cardio, zone 5 cardio training, etc., increasing your mortality. Homeboys on the Epstein files. What's he doing on the Epstein files? And if you go with the Epstein, you got to have a lot of money. So, regardless, just like that, F you, Peter, done. It ain't that hard. It's not that hard for me to be like, see ya.
And so you're done. We're not going to promote you. We're not going to listen to what you tell us to do in regards to fitness. We're not watching your podcasts. We're done. We're moving on. We're done with you.
I'm going to assume you are okay with pedophiles, you sick or you are one yourself. Period. I got no time for that shit. I got zero time. So, I made it clear.
The problem is when people find out that their hero did something wrong, they're trying to make excuses as to why, well, maybe this, maybe that. But if somebody that you don't like and you find out they did something wrong, you're very quick to condemn. And so depending on who you find out did something wrong, you might in fact change your opinion. I'm unbiased. I don't care. If it's the worst person in the world or the nicest person in the world, I'm judging you the same. Based on the information, based on what comes out, that is how you should be deciding it. Subscribe, click the bell button, comment to boost the algorithm, like the video if you liked it, watch any of those 2 bloops. Of course, you can get the testosterone, the supplements, and the code Greg, but this is not what it's about. It's to spread awareness and to send out a message that this is not okay, and we will not sit back quietly and ignore it. And until next time, I am out.